Okay, this is number 3 for today. I had a request. I had a request from somebody walking up here.
Thank you, John.
It's the dollar. That's Scruffy over there. Oh, that's George. That's Scruffy there.
You can
So
call me
George,
Yeah.
oh George, I'm not going to feed you any information, but I've been doing a little
Research.
news updates. So, without me baiting you, has the Calder Times or Tom Whitehurst or Nick Jimenez, have they ever helped you in the bluff?
No.
And they
John does every day.
and they consider what you do. Sometimes they look at you guys as like poor white trash.
Yeah.
See that? That's all right. So I just wanted to do an update. George, what's it like on the street?
It's hard. It's
difficult.
hard. It's love.
Yes, I
It's
see.
love.
You know, I should say, I have not had Sherry on. Do you want to say hi, Sherry? I do videos and stuff. Sherry is new. I mean, she was going to go to Florida today. There's Mondo over there. Sherry, do you want to say? As a matter of fact, I'll title this "Friends," meaning maybe we'll do some. Sherry was going to go to Florida, but what happened?
going.
You're leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, they were all
Okay.
booked up today tonight and in the morning. So I'm leaving about midnight tomorrow night.
Okay.
And I'll get there Saturday morning.
Good. You know, yesterday, Big Charlie, I don't see him around right now, but Sherry had a couple of good questions. She said, John, what about people who get cremated? You know, what do Christians believe? And I explained, I said, some Christians used to be against it because they felt like it was, we believe in the bodily resurrection, meaning someday we're going to be raised from the dead. And so some Christians used to be against it. The Catholic Church used to be against it. But officially, there are Christians who've kind of said, they've later on said, it doesn't really affect the destiny of a person. And then Sherry asked, who was it, Sherry, that had somebody, a friend or
My little brother,
your little brother?
his
he-
wife had him cremated,
Okay.
and I know he didn't want to be.
Yes, and so I told Sherry, I said, you know, in the souls of people, the spirits of people, when they die, if they're believers, they go right to be with God. It says to be absent from the body is to be present with the spirit. But then later, the resurrection, God's able to bring all the parts back together again. So that was kind of a good question. Sherry also asked another one that's common that people ask. What about for people who take their own lives? And I also explained the normal Christian belief that if somebody's a believer and they commit suicide, we don't normally tell people, oh yeah, you go right to heaven. But if someone's a believer and they got to that stage in their life, obviously we don't condone doing that, but God knows the heart. So if they're a saved Christian, they would be with the Lord. But Charlie, who's not here, Big Charlie, he even brought up a verse, the story of Samson. And he said how Samson, at the end of his life, he didn't so much commit suicide, but he pulled down the pillars of all the enemies that were around him, and in the taking of his own life, he took also many of the enemy in the time of the Old Testament. So I thought that was very interesting that Charlie, you know, he knew that story kind of related. And so that was good. And George, nothing else is new on the streets of the Bluff.
Same old.
Same old, same old. I kid George a lot because, you know, I forgot the latest joke I did on him, but I usually do a lot of jokes with George. And that's Mondo over there and a couple of new people that are from out of town. So this is the third video I made today. The other two I did earlier. I went to see David Martin, but he wasn't home, so I kind of been doing a little news update, and that's really about it. This one will be a little nicer. And this is a spot where,
Oh,
yes, Sherry.
Joe went to the hospital.
Joe did. Okay, I seen him yesterday. Oh, I know. I was there when the ambulance was picking Joe. Joe's a friend of ours that's been around for a long time. But yes, the ambulance was picking him up the other day. I didn't realize it was
Day
him.
before yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. So this is little, you see, all the areas of town. I was off Ocean Drive. I did a little video earlier, then I did one. So this is Corpus Christi, and you heard it from George. Tom Whitehurst has never helped you, or Nick Jimenez. See that?
I know.
They're not good
No,
friends
they
with
hurt my toes.
the poor white
Real
trash.
hard
No, my
plastic,
brothers,
and I
my
wore 'em for
brothers.
one
Okay,
day.
God bless everybody.
Man.